And so, even in the ancillary where we're looking to expand our product offering there as well. So I'm excited today to announce a new relationship that we have with Defend ID around identity theft protection. Defend ID is an identity theft management company that helps bring real value to their customers. Identity theft protection as part of an employee benefits package isn't new, but it's primarily been in the large group market for a couple of reasons. Generally been fairly complex to discuss and install, and pricing's been, for the products that are offered, expensive to add to a benefits package. We think with our partnership with Defend ID, we have solutions to those issues that make it really a great fit for the small to mid-sized market in particular, and that's what we're excited about. So let's talk a little bit about that. First, why should you care? Well, you should care because it's the way the world is going. There have been 14.8 million victims of identity theft or fraud in 2018. 17 billion stolen from victims, and more than 180 million records exposed due to breaches during that time frame. Now that's from 1,600 recorded breaches. And we all know there are more than that because it can take months or even years for a breach to be discovered. So these numbers are very likely understated. I know I was part of the 180 million, and as I looked around the room, I expected a number of you were as well. Now that doesn't mean your identity was stolen at that point, but it means you're on your way to getting there. And so you need to have the tools and resources to be able to know where you're at, be able to understand your situation, be able to stay out in front of it. And that's really where Defend ID comes in. So why should your employers care? People can go out and buy LifeLock. We hear them advertised, that kind of product. Pretty expensive product, but you can do that. I think our solution is better. But why should an employer care? One, because it enhances their employee benefits package. Today, you guys know this, employers are looking for more and more opportunities to customize their package. They've got a changing workforce. They need to be able to bring a range of options so that employees can put together the kinds of things that they need for their lives, for their family. And identity theft protection through Defend ID really fits that bill. And then there are some secondary benefits to that, to an employer being involved with this. Ultimately, it reduces vulnerability. Because the reality is that our employees are dealing with personal issues throughout the course of the day. They're on our networks, having to deal with all different kinds of things. And if there's a breach that occurs while they're on the company's network, that automatically escalates the company's susceptibility to cyber attack. And so anything that can be done to prevent that is a good thing for the business. It also is a productivity issue. So if I'm the victim of cyber attack, the average time to recover is about 52 hours. And the problem is that the companies that I'm dealing with are banks, financial institutions, government entities, and others that have business hours that are during the day, just like our business hours. So when's the employee going to deal with that? When are they going to deal with those 52 hours that it takes on average to get their life back? It's going to be on your company's time. So, there are reasons why employers should really be thinking about this, and something you can bring to the table for them. So there are three components to the program: monitoring, recovery, and insurance against loss. First, monitoring is all about detection and alerts. Really simple, but a lot happening behind the scenes to help the individual out. So the monitoring is for credit monitoring, Social Security monitoring, monitoring of name and address changes, criminal activity monitoring, because if somebody's stealing your identity, they're probably doing some other bad things, and all of a sudden your name shows up in some criminal database somewhere. You want to know that. It's a good sign, and you better start to do something about it. Monitoring the dark web, because if your identity is stolen, guess where it shows up for sale? So, I've only hit the short list here, but there's an incredible amount of regular activity that's going on, and as a customer, you immediately start getting alerts, because, some of these things are purely legit. You didn't change your address. Well, that's fine. You'll see that alert, you'll know that, and you'll move on. But if you get an address change that comes across as an alert and you didn't do that, you're going to know to take action, and that's going to help you prevent further issues. It's going to help prevent potentially full identity loss from occurring. That said, powerful component of the program, really where Defend ID shines is in recovery. They're committed to full recovery and committed to maintaining their 100% victim recovery ratio. So they're there to make sure that you get back the things you need to get back. In the event that you have your identity stolen, you get assigned an identity theft protection specialist who's going to work with you to get back the information that you need. Replacement cards, replacement social security card, replacement birth certificate, or in the cyber realm, help you understand the process and get back the kinds of things that you need to take care of there as well, in terms of being able to follow back up on your credit and start to move your credit if it's been damaged back in the right direction and so on. One of the ways they do this is by maintaining a credential vault. So that credential vault is an area where you can store additional information that you'd like them to track. So if you put your passport number in there, if you put your driver's license number in there, if you put credit cards that you have in there, those can be monitored as well. So not just your name and email and address, but these other items can also be part of the monitoring alert process if you'd like it to be. So it's as much or as little as you want, but when it comes time to recovery, all of those things come back into play, and they'll work with you to help recover along the entire spectrum. I know I'm not doing it justice, but the experts are in the back of the room, so they're going to be able to answer any of your questions that I've left unanswered as I go through this today. And then finally, insurance against loss, that's really around reimbursement for any costs or expenses associated with you having to get involved in specific elements of your recovery. And so, you know, the average claim ends up being about $7,000. And I would say that's probably even very high. We're talking about reimbursement for things like the time that you have to take off work to be able to get it done for a brief period, costs associated with a telephone, long-distance telephone call that you might have to spend money on, or the cost for a notary or that kind of thing. So just specific costs associated with your efforts in support of this work. So finally, there are really two levels of plans here. There's a gold plan and a platinum plan, and as you can see from these fees, when I talked at the very beginning about simplicity and cost, it's extremely inexpensive. It's extremely inexpensive. And with the administrative functions that we've put together between ourselves and Defend ID, that setup using the Benefits Hub or even just using traditional paper gets really, really simple. So for the gold plan, you're talking about $3.59 a month for an individual to be covered. I know when I've heard advertisements for some better known kinds of products out there, you're talking about more in the neighborhood of about $30. That's a huge difference. This can be offered on either as you can see here, either an employee paid voluntary basis or on a group sponsored basis. And so the pricing will differ based on that. And there's also a gold and platinum plan. The primary differences between the gold and platinum plan is the monitoring and reporting that you get under the gold plan is from TransUnion, one reporting bureau, and then with the platinum plan it's from all three. There are also some differences in the coverages as far as insurance goes and reimbursement rates, but I think the primary difference for most folks is going to be around the number of resources that are engaged with your monitoring activity. So with that said, I think I'm done. I'm sure I've missed some things. The guys are going to tell me about it afterwards, but I would encourage you to seek out Peter and Brian in the back.